they played at Live 8 last year, and you know, despite all the kind of reservations of Bono running around the world, and some people are not sure about it, and Bob Geldof, it was a tremendous day, and it was all these people all came together, you know, as one to try and help the world. I was in the VIP section. Anyway,
do you remember that gig in Glasgow when Bono went, every time I click my fingers, someone in Africa dies, and someone in the audience said, well, stop doing it then.
Stop doing it then. Yeah, that's quite funny. So, we're talking about video recorders. Do you remember when, John, you said the very first thing you ever saw on a video
was the Warriors, and it was terribly acted, I remember. Very camp as well, you know, like a gangs in beating each other up.
Yeah, it was very nice. Yeah. The first thing I saw on video was a play school in hospital at 6 a.m. in the morning. It was a very big, chunky video. They have it in a hospital.
Was it a Baird one? That was a quite.
It was a big. All of it was a big, chunky one.
Crunky.
A man with a stick had to, you know, press the buttons. And it was, because I fell off my bike when I was knocked off my bike when I was 12, and I had a severe concussion, and I was in Booth Hall Hospital for a week. Interesting fact there for anyone who.
And it was a video. Was it pushed around on a trolley video?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. A big one. Yeah, like TV for schools. Yeah, big.
Oh, one of them ones. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting, sad, isn't it? Because since the demise of the video and the advent of DVD, do you know what this is interesting in the videos now is the ghosts in the machine, the tail ends of programs on the beginning of the tape, the tail end, the beginning of a program at the end of the tape, a little bit snatch of news from 1986.
That's in the old adverts as well.
You know, all the old adverts. Yeah, I saw an advert for McDonald's with. I just lost interest in what I'm saying. Okay, let's. It just wasn't going anywhere. Okay, now let's play a lovely song. I like this song. This is the Pretenders, who I think are all wonderful, wonderful band. Interesting fact about that: Chrissy Hind used to work in a shop called Sex on the King's Road that was run by Malcolm McLaren and Vivienne Westwood.
She quite fancied Sam Pegg when I went on Jules Owen.
Yeah, she fancied me too.
Did she?
Yeah, and who else was it? What's her name worked there? Susie Sue. She worked in the shop as well. Yeah, all those punk rockers all working in the shop together. Sounds like a sitcom, doesn't it? Anyway, back on the Chain Gang, she wrote this about James Honeyman Scott, a lovely guitarist who died of drugs. Drugs are bad.
Just say no. Max Sedgley, Happy. I really, really like that track. I got it on a sampler called Lounge Classics, and I've then bought the album, which is called From the Roots to the something.
Well, John's very into funk, and I'm not. I mean, I went through a phase when, as a schoolboy, I tried to learn thumb slappy bass, but I just got blisters and gave up. Mark King. It's funny, isn't it? Because
Shelby's friend went to his house this summer.
Really? On the Isle of Wight? Yeah. Is that where you were spotted buying fudge in Shanklin?
I was spotted buying fudge in Shanklin. That was in Loaded magazine. It was funny the way they did it, actually, because it was like. What was it? Natalie Imbruglia quaffing champagne in the Groucho Club, Lenny Kravitz sunning himself on the beaches of Saint-Tropez, John Thomson buying fudge in Shanklin.
I think that's the coolest, by a long chalk.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm proper rock and roll.
Do you know what? Yeah, being spotted. Do you know there's a thing in Viz once that really made me laugh? You know, it's called celebrity. The word was it's a word you can't use on radio.
No, I've been one of those.
4-letter word. Yeah. Well, one of them had a list, and it said why you were a celebrity, such and such. And they had a list, and one of them said Derek Griffiths, reason, put big fence up. And then the other one was Nigel Mansell, reason, wore fancy overalls in airport lounge.
Well, I was
you can believe that, can't you?
I was one, because apparently I asked for someone, you know, Drive Bar in Manchester, I asked someone if they had the right change for the cigarette machine. And he said, no, he didn't. And then this guy wrote and said that on TV I looked a lot taller, and he said it was proof that smoking stunts your growth.
Well, there's no accounting for some people.
One of the showbiz people.
Let's talk about where we are in the world. We're in the north, which we love. John loves it in so much he lives here. I love it so much that I moved to Brighton. I'm back up here. But I do miss it, but then I look at the weather in the evening and then I don't miss it.
That's true.
A big cloud, and in Brighton it's always sunny. Full of gays and hippies, which is very good restaurants and nice interior design shops. And there's quite.
I saw a woman dragging a tyre on 2 chains in Brighton.
She was either a performance artist or
I don't know what
care in the community.
I don't know whether it was some sort of fitness device she manifested.
I don't know.
It was very.
Do you know what? I tell you what, my dad came to Brighton. The very first time he came to Brighton. And he got off the train, my dad, and he came to the house, and he said, this shows the cultural difference between Manchester and Brighton. He got off the train, and he said, I've just seen the most extraordinary thing. He said, well, I saw a man with bleached blonde hair and a skateboard under his arm, and he must have been about 40.
Sounds just like your dad, though.
Yeah, it does, thank you. So it's a caricature of my dad, obviously. So, that's right, we're going to talk about what I like about the difference between sort of northerners and cockneys, because in a slightly prejudicial way, I'm not very keen on cockneys, and the reason is this is my little theory. It's like all the kind of the sort of labour movement and the sort of the union movement, people mobilising the strength of the working classes, all started up north. Because people wanted to maximise their sort of strength and power, whereas down south, when they were sort of treated badly by their employers, all they did was doff the cap, and if they got depressed about being paid bad wages, they'd just sing a song round the old Joanna, right? Whereas up north, we organised our labour. Any other thoughts on cockneys, John? Because no cockneys are listening to this, or if they are, then they've lost their way.
I'm not really. I get a bit annoyed with chirpy cabbies. You know, black cab drivers. They always go, "You're not from here, do you, are you?" And I go, "No, I'm from Manchester." And then I always go, "I don't like football." And they go, "How do you know that?" They always say, "Are you red or blue?" And I go, "I don't like football."
I know, I don't like football either. There's not going to be any talking about football in this show. I know it's almost like admitting that you're a leper or something. Anyway, talking about mad cockneys, here is who are really annoying. Here's Country House by Blur. That was Hocus Pocus by Focus. Yeah, great. Mika Hakkinen, for those of you who don't know, who I was told in 1973 by my big brother Martin, who broadcast on the station, was the greatest guitar player in the world. I'm sure Jimi Hendrix would have a word or two to say about that, if he wasn't being eaten by maggots and weasels. I'm sorry, there's no need for that, was there?
No.
But anyway, that was Hocus Pocus, and yeah, big fan of the band Focus. It's largely forgotten because they didn't sing on the tracks. They just, which is probably a good thing.
Dutch.
They were Dutch,
yeah.
You don't want to hear Dutch rock
really.
singer voice, you know. No, I was going down the road with my baby. It was really cool. Don't want to hear that, do you?
No.
So what I want to talk about is school plays.
Yes.
We've all got great experiences of that. But I'm just going to introduce everyone again, by the way. There's John Thomson.
Hello.
Hello, John. And our mate Mike.
Happy Christmas.
Hello.
Mike goes at school.
Might enjoy a pie there.
Mike's
Christmas dinner.
Took it into his Christmas lunch there.
Mike was at school with me. John and me met at drama school. We'll talk about that later. Lots of fun stories there. But school plays. What was the worst thing you were in a school play, John?
I was all right. My parts were quite legit, really. I was Joseph in Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh, right.
I was Judas in Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, well,
so
very prophetic.
Pathetic or prophetic?
Both.
Yeah. So I didn't know. I had quite a good. I was all right. I had decent parts.
I was a guard in Aladdin,
right?
And I had the one line: "I found this person hanging around outside the palace." It's my line. I wore a pyjamas with a tie used as a belt.
Very good.
Very good, wasn't it?
Improvised.
Yeah. But no, the worst thing I was in The Wizard of Oz. I was a flying monkey. And it was quite traumatic for me because I was a flying monkey and we had to, you had to come in brown tights and find a brown jumper and sew bits of silk onto the arms of the jumper to look like wings.
I see.
Right? And wear a brown balaclava. We couldn't find
with the
one.
ears sticking out, I presume.
Well, no, with the ears, holes cut for the ears.
Right.
Couldn't find one, so my mum dyed a grey balaclava brown.
Okay.
And we couldn't find a brown jumper, and we could only find one with 2 orange stripes down the front, with swirly patterns. So I was a flying monkey with a jumper on.
Oh dear.
Right? And
shame of it all.
Not only that, but my dad stitched on these 2 plastic ears onto the side of the balaclava, thinking it would make me really funny, look like a monkey. And I was utterly ashamed. And I stood on the stage, and someone had a video camera in those days.
No way.
They worked at Granada TV.
Right.
And I watched the video back.
You still see it?
I don't know where it is. And it's me in the middle of these three flying monkeys singing, "We are flying monkeys if you please. We are flying monkeys if you don't please." And I was just staring at my feet. Don't look at the audience, staring at my feet. I didn't even want to look at the audience. I was so ashamed of these big plastic ears. They thought it was hilarious, of course, my parents. And the other thing was we had to throw these, like, rubber spiders into a cauldron as we ran round
right,
it.
Yeah.
We didn't have any rubber spiders at home, and all we had was a rubber crab. And I was saying, this is no good. You know, flying monkeys don't put crabs in a pot, they put worms